Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Dave. It's been a while since I've made a video, and I wanted to open all these figures here, and I didn't want to really open all of them on camera. I felt like I was getting a little bored with that, so I figured I'd do a Playday style video where I open them all up, but don't mess with them, and then go in one at a time down the line. Excuse me, and take a look at them closer. So that's what I'm doing. Lined up left to right, we got Superman and Krypto from the new Superman movie, Superman Robot from the same movie, the Platinum Guy Gardner, the Return of Superman Hal Jordan armor suit, Christian Bale Batman Begins figure, Cyborg Superman Platinum, or Gold Label, my mistake, and the Cyborg Superman that was originally supposed to be a Platinum figure, a chase figure, but we'll get to that in a minute. Here we go. I'm going to start with Krypto because why not? It's just a little plastic slug of a figure with a cloth cape attached to it. Would it have been cool to have an articulated dog? Yeah, but it would have jacked the price up. But besides, it's going to sit on the shelf eventually and just be this. So, it's fine. The Superman figure comes with replaceable faceplates. If you've seen the movie, you know why they look like that. Red one looks like that. The expressions don't change a lot, but there's some differences. This one's got a furrowed brow, like he's thinking, like, Came with flat flying hands, which every Superman or flying person should have flat flying hands. There's the card. Same artwork as the box. Came with a... You can pause and read that if you want. Came with a basic stand. Notice that was black, not shiny. That might have been a mistake because the robot's got a shiny one. See, the Superman figure, they like this. Not bad. Better than some have been. I think the... let me get that focus to lock, huh? How about that? I think they got the details right. I like the textures because the suit in the movie has quite a bit of texture to it. I don't like the hand, but what are you gonna do? Would have been nice to have another fully fist hand or whatever, but can only do so much. The cloth goods cape is wired and does have the Superman logo on the back. It's got the standard Mcfarlane articulation, which I've yet to mess around with for this one. Basically, if you've seen the Mcfarlane figure of any type and you messed with them, that's what you're gonna get. So let's change a faceplate. Why that? Let's go with the... Let's see, there's two bland ones. The slightly less bland. Go with the furrowed brow. Just pull up on the chin. It cracks the edge a little bit. And you can just wiggle it out. It looks freakish. But we're going to go with the furrowed brow because I think that's the one I like the most. But I noticed something you do have to watch out for. Okay, if I get this back off. That little edge of the curl there. You're going to have to slide the hair up a little. It's a little awkward. Try not to break the peg off too, you know. There it goes. His range of motion in the head's not great. There could have been a better way to do that, but I like that face better, so. Let's I need to zoom back out so it quits doing a weird focus thing. I feel like his legs are slightly different lengths, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the hips and the way it's all kicked over and stuff. But let's get the cape all spread out. Why not? Get a little life to it. Yeah. I like that well enough. I'll put him back over there on the side. I'm going to take a look at the robot. As I said, he came with the stand with the silver logo on it. There's his card. You can read that if you want. Don't you fall over, guy. And he comes with 4 face plates. It's fully half a head in size. It's basically just slightly different expressions on the eye slit. And then the third alternate head is top and bottom with the iris in there. I don't know which one I will leave on there, but I'll see later. Got some good twirly swirly plastic. I think it's molded nice. The left hand is a thumbs up configuration. The robot itself, pretty cool. I can see the little notch where you could pop the face off. Sculpted pretty well. He also leans a little to the left. There's a cape. It does have a wire. This wire has a major kink in it right there. There we go, flattened it out some. It's because it was bent over in the package. Let's go over articulation for the robot, shall we? Let me drop the camera down some. There we are. It's very, very lightweight, so I don't want to torque it around too much. The head turns, or I should say the neck assembly turns, because the neck and the back of the head are one piece. It's on a ball joint into the neck. It's actually slightly better range of motion than Superman there, I think, which is funny to me. Shoulders, you get it about there. No bicep, but that's also on a ball joint. You can probably pop those out of there and have robot parts laying around. There's a single elbow, I guess you could say. There is a... you know what? There's not an elbow pivot. Huh. No, I thought this was elbow pivot, but that elbow is hard mounted. If you torque that around, it will break. So any of the movement will be from the shoulder pretty much. So there's no bicep in there. So be careful with that. Let's see. It rotates. It doesn't look like there's much of a ball. So it's just a rotational thing. You got a lot of forward and back from the joint there. Full robotic splits. This thigh pivot. Single jointed knees. Because I guess the engineering would have been very strange. Gotta watch out with them because you don't want to over torque any of the joints. Lots of motion on the ankles, and there's still even pivot. So you can get him to stand at funny angles, of course. So let's flare his cape out a little bit. Because all capes should be displayed with a little bit of motion to them. You know, I like that well enough. So let's move Gary to the side. Bring Guy up. This is the Platinum Collector Edition. There's the card. It says the same thing on the back, I think, as the other one does. And of course, this deco is in the classic 80s, early 90s style. Comes with the yellow lantern, same hair piece, same alternate faces, same alternate hands, except the ring is yellow. And it goes with the storyline of the time. Let's see, I'm going to take the hair piece off. I can take this faceplate off. Because my purpose for him is a somber moment. He's going to be included in the Funeral for a Friend, Death of Superman storyline. Put the bowl cut hair back on. We're going to change his hand up though. We don't need the trigger finger, so it's going to be the fist. It's going to be in the background side of my diorama when I eventually make it approximately like this. His arms don't really go down any farther than that. But that's him. That's pretty much how he's going to be on the shelf when the shelf eventually gets done. All his face plates and extra hands will go into a baggie. Let's go over the Hal Jordan armor suit. It comes with a hammer that's basically the exact same as the steel or John Henry Irons hammer. I think story-wise, it might actually be the same hammer. See, put him there for a second. Grab his card. Comes from this representation of the character there in the Return of Superman storyline. You can read that if you want. If you've actually read the book or have seen the book or see the book after this video, he has the armor suit construct on for like one full reveal, like the picture here, and 2 or 3 other small panels. Not very long, but it's a very cool looking figure, I think. Lots of sculpting on here. If there's hell of a butt, jeez, Hal. I don't know if it shares any parts with steel. I haven't brought that one out in a while. But range of motion, you can look up that far. You can look down quite a bit. These are rubber. They are attached to the top. You get full range there. They push on the arm a little bit, so if one's loose, the rubber of the pauldron will push it back down. But it's on a nice long ball joint there, so you can shrug up and down into it. Double jointed elbows. This one's got they got the lozenges on the side. That's about all the range you get out of them because they're chunky. He didn't come with any alternate hands. It would have been nice to have 2 fists or a fully gripping left. But as far as a depiction of a really niche appearance for the character, I'm not complaining. I think it's a close enough representation of the image. Is there differences? Yeah, some. These shoulder pads are different, of course. But for the most part, it's good enough. Loosened up the knee a little bit there. A little bit of heat and a little bit of squeeze. We'll pinch that right back down. Chunky legs. Of course, toe articulation. These holes can be used for stands or rocket effects. Put them on the flight stand. Oh yeah, Superman did not come with the flight stand. I think that was a missed opportunity there, guys. But if we're going to pose him, let's see which way is the peg going. I'm going to pose him like the photo real quick. Somewhat of a this. So we get that. Super bendy thing here, hammer. I noticed that with steel, the hammer was extra bendy, so it's difficult to get past the fingers in the stiffer plastic. Oh, and I'm knocking things over almost. There, that was difficult enough that I don't want to take it back out of there. And this one, since it's open, it basically just sits on top. So like so, roughly like that. I'm sure I can get that a little bit straighter. Let's see, which way is this? Same. That's why. Had to change the direction of the wrist peg a little bit. You gotta love when wrists fight you. But basically, that's the picture. I'll probably just have him holding it like that, because that's good enough for me. Of course, now I gotta figure out the balance point all over again. That's a Hal Jordan armor suit from Superman Return of Superman. Kind of barely balanced right there. I'm finally gonna fix the camera because I'm dim. Batman Begins. This is a single release of the Batman Begins figure. We're gonna look at his accessories here in a second. Standard disc stand. Excuse me. We're gonna zoom into his right fisted hand, or grip hand. He's got 3 batarangs up in there. They're painted pretty nicely. Texture on everything. The left grip hand is gripping a detonator, which in the package it looked just like a second fisted hand. I think they could have put a little silver on there, made it look like it wasn't just a fist. Nice large batarang. And a grapnel gun. And all gold. In the package, he has a right grip hand for said grapnel gun and a fist. I think the likeness is decent enough. This is the only Christian Bale one that I have, so I don't have one to compare it to. I like the design of the armor. The belt is nice and gold. The boots are shiny as opposed to matte black. Texture on the bottom look like boots, and of course, toticulation. If it would focus on it, there it goes. The cape is wired with a dual sheen. The inner sheen is more matte. The outer is almost shiny. There's a lot of cape here, which is pretty cool. With the wire in there, you can get it in some really dynamic poses. But draped out like that, like he's charging at you, is pretty freaking cool. Range of motion. This action figure has way more range of motion than the actual suit had. But there's no up, or very little up. You can look down. A little bit of tilt, and obviously you can rotate. These shoulder pads, the butterfly disc thing to make sure you bring that up. You get about that. There's a bicep, double jointed elbows, The gauntlet pieces with the spikes are also in shiny paint. Painted or molded plastic, I don't know. Yeah, you know the articulation. Let's get his torso lined up right. I think it's a really nice figure. This is probably going to stay with the fist instead of the bomb hand, because why? Let's see. Don't want it to break the sculpt too much. Just for the giggles of it, we're going to squeeze the grapnel gun in there. That actually looks pretty cool. Might end up staying on a shelf somewhere like that. But for the now, well, that could stay in his hand for now. We're going to bring it down, because he does have to stand on this table with the rest of these guys for a little while. Rotate that back over. Lay down the back side. There. Christian Bale, Batman, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very good figure. I think it's one of the better movie figures. Cyborg Superman. I had been super excited for this one for a while. And I'm very glad that I was able to find both versions. And a while ago, I even started making my own custom. I was using the Dark Knight body, like this custom regeneration suit Superman that I did. And I started carving it out for Cyborg parts, and I didn't get too far, but I will eventually finish it because I like the huge chunkiness of it. Well, this one here is a gold label one. This is the Revenge of the Green Lanterns version, and the box art is completely different on the two. And I'll show that the box art is the same as the one on the card. They both say Cyborg Superman, Revenge of the Green Lanterns. The data file on the back is the same, although this one's printed a little light. Now, as I was mentioning before, the Revenge of the Green Lantern Cyborg Superman gold label and the other one, this one, was supposed to be a platinum or red platinum chase, but there's such a fan outcry about the deco, form factor being right, but the deco being wrong, making that a chase really pissed people off. I think it was a panic release, panic correction, and they took the despecialized, this figure, took it off the Platinum Chase format, and just made more of them. Maybe still not as much as that one, I don't know. Maybe they just repainted this one or that one and made it more of that one. I don't know. But that's the one we wanted the whole time. The later New 52 version one is not really what we wanted. In the package, they both come with the left fist and a right pointer finger extended, accusing, like he's about to flip it open and jack into some computers. to keep them separate. I'll probably switch both to the fist. Look at them side by side. They are the exact same figure with differences in paint. Obviously, reds. The reds are a little bit different. And yet black in the back of that and black cape. It's pretty obvious what the differences are. It's all deco. I really like the robotic face they have with the eye and everything. You got that chin in red. You can look down. You can look up more than a lot of Supermans. All the way around the back is sculpted. There's a lot of missing room under there, which I like quite a bit. Provides that nice gap you see in a lot of the artwork. Fully robotic arm, half the torso. There's a hole straight through the leg, as you would expect from the figure. Move that one to the side. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this figure. It's going to eventually probably go with a subline display of not my Green Lantern one, not my Return of Superman one, but maybe just my DCU one, my DC Comics one, rather. Possibly a secondary Green Lantern display. Not sure. But they got the disc in both shoulders. Get some pretty good range of motion there. Bicep. Double jointed robotic arm. Like I said, there's a lot of space that's not there because of the torso being different. If you line it up just right, it looks very cool. Let's see. Double jointed knee on the right. Now you'll notice, well, that actually looks pretty cool. You'll notice there's this thigh lozenge, as I call it, sculpted into both, but neither is painted. That is supposed to be metallic, just like the rest of him, the rest of the robotic parts, but it is not. So there may be a little touch up in the future for these guys. Do a little paint matching to get the lozenge painted, because it's very, very close to right. It's one of the few misses on this one for me. Now, this left knee is single jointed. No thigh cut. It's single jointed because any articulation they would have had in this thigh piece, they removed so you could have a hole all the way through it. So, but plenty of motion possible in the foot, the toe break there. And I like the cape being wired. I like it being fabric, because it should be on a Superman. So let's get the fist swapped out. Easy to remove, easy to put back on. Now, doesn't that look fucking cool? There's my swear for the video, folks. I think that's the only one so far. The classic color one is like I said, exactly the same. It's just blue and not black and red and everything. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the hand off of that one too. Make sure that's nice and on there. Okay. Just for giggles, we're gonna take the finger hand, put that on there. The peg isn't quite locked in. I gotta snug it a little bit extra. Yeah. This guy's trying to appear like a good guy. He's like, you don't be a dick. That's awesome. That might be the way for me to display it, guys. I'm going to put him right there. Alright, folks. I think that'll about end my DC Comics, DCU, DC Multiverse, Mcfarlane Toys Playday. What do you think of this format? Do you like it more than the rip open the box, or look at the box, noisy plastic popping and cutting of the things format? Or do you like this one? Do you like this? Where just get them all out, show them all to you, and move along. Let me know. It's a long video, 7 figures, but I'm curious. And yes, I will have timestamps in the description after I upload, so you can skip around or jump to one or back and forth, whatever. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna go. I've been talking for 38 minutes. Dave's Empire, deuces.